Hey YouTubers, it's Nick540 and I just got back from Canada PMX. There's the address. I was there today. There's the date and the time. And I managed to pick up 5.25 ounces, which we'll talk about here. And the total was paid in debit. You can see below my thumb, $614 and for 5.25 ounces Canadian. So 4 ounces at $231. 1 ounce, which was the Australian 1 ounce silver year of the rooster, and then a fractional quarter ounce for $31. I can't believe that an ounce used to cost more than that. Anyways, that was a long time ago now. So what I did decide to do is get the 2 ounce coin I got. Let me put this down before it gets too dirty. Is these Canadian TD. Oh, it's getting dirty. TD rounds. So I went for these rather than the generic maples because I have a hell of a lot of generic maples. So I have the TD 10 ounce, 2 of the 10 ounces, one of the stacker and their like regular one. A lot of their 1 ounces, and now this 2 ounce. You can see how chunky it is. But TD is Toronto Dominion Bank, so it is a Canadian bank. I know it's in US and other places too, but this is recognizable somewhat, and it had a lower premium than the maples. Here's another one, same thing. It's just picking up a couple, and then I got this beautiful Year of the Rooster from 2017, backdated 2017, and then let's put this back up. Hard to stay here. And then I actually didn't know PMX makes their own rounds, so I got one of them here. It's 1/4 ounce, the $31 one. I just got that for variety. I definitely would not recommend someone buying a bunch of those. They were selling them by the tube, though. But yeah, definitely not worth it. Oh, there they all go. Well, fuck me, eh? Anyways, so it was interesting. It wasn't as busy as I had anticipated. There were, a lot of people in the store, probably more than I've ever seen. But they had a good amount they had a decent amount of stock. I was surprised. They had some 10 ounce bars, some kilos, and then they also had some really cool 1,000 ounce bars. They had about 6 or 7 of those, and 5 of them had been sold, and there's only like 1 or 2 left, which was pretty wild. I have not seen a bar that big since I went to PDAC conference in Toronto, which would have been in like 2014, and I didn't get that close to it, but to see a whole bunch of them out. I only saw one then. This time I got to see a whole bunch of them out, so that was neat. They were totally sold out of fractional gold. They just had 1 ounces or larger, and they had 0 platinum when I was there. So definitely dollar cost averaging and buying a couple ounces. This is absolutely the most I've ever paid for silver, especially 5.25 ounces, with 4.25 of those being generic, and only one of those being government minted. To pay $614 Canadian is a lot. But I'm dollar cost averaging because I was getting silver at like $18-20, so Canadian. So I'm definitely not complaining in that sense. If I dollar cost average that out, I'm still doing fine. But it was interesting. I saw a gentleman come in there. He was in front of me because they have like on the right hand side it's the buy, and on the left hand sell, and people kind of line up. And I was chatting with him a bit, and he had never been here, so he didn't know the process. So I said, "Oh, you can just walk through and look." And the security agreed, so he did. And he was next to me when we were looking at the metals, and he said, "What are these?" And what he was pointing to was the 1 ounce silver maples. And the guy explained they're government minted, they're a troy ounce, there's 25 through tube, etc., etc. Guy walked out there with 2 tubes, like without knowing anything. And the sell side was huge. There were people skimming profits. Luckily, I was on the buy side, but the sell side actually had a decent line with people selling, and it looked like mainly silver. I didn't get too close to them because I was on the buy side, but I saw big boxes of silver and stuff at the counter. So people are cashing out on the way up, which I absolutely get. And the way I see it is, if you were buying silver, you know, basically anywhere below $50, and it's up in the high 70s, 80s, to take a tube of Eagles or a tube of Maples, flip those, walk away with the cash, or put into gold, but walk away with the cash. Then on the dip, if it dips quite a bit, go back, buy that same tube back for less money, and have some cash in your pocket. That's just skimming some of the profits off. It's the same thing people do in stocks, right? And it's just how to keep the profit. It just keeps you a little less volatile. I understand, like, it's really hard to, at least for me, sell the metals, but I do it. Today I'm buying because there was a little dip, not much. And at some point, looking at Bank of America saying that silver could hit 120 to 320 in the next, by the end of this year, kind of thing, makes me want to hold on a little bit more before I panic and start to sell. But there is a price point where I'm going to say, okay, time to skim some profits. I'm not going to sell all of it, but take 25 to 100 ounces and either flip it into gold or cash in and buy, a stock or a vacation, whatever it is. There'll be some point that happens. Anyways, I just wanted to show you, this is my first silver of 2026. Now, I do have my first gold order of 2026 coming from the coin shop. It reads to me as Shop A. I've never ordered from them before. I have zero tracking. I just have receipt that I placed the order. There's a small bit of silver in there too, because as I say, usually when I order gold, I'll tack on a piece of silver, although with the price of silver now, it's getting harder to do. And my previous PMX orders from 2025, which is 11 ounces silver and about a quarter ounce of gold, I got an email from Silver Gold Bull apologizing for the delay and that they're backed up and it's going to be a couple more weeks till they can get it out. So anyone ordering from Silver Gold Bull, just to be aware, they're super backlogged right now, because I ordered that December 20th and December 24th, which isn't actually that long ago, but usually they're within 5 business days. So now that they're over that, now I did ask them if they could send both of those orders in one. I don't know if they'll do that because of insurance and all those other things, but hopefully I don't have to wait for 2 orders. And yeah, so I said again, I wasn't going to buy as much metals this year, because when the stock market dips, I want to take advantage of that. But it hasn't really dipped too much, and metals did dip, so I decided to get some gold and silver, and I will get platinum this year. So there's 5 1/4 ounces towards my 50 ounce goal. This is looking like I'm gonna knock it out of the park, so definitely gonna slow it down. And I will see you guys in the next video. I will say I did take a few of my videos down for personal reasons, so if you're looking for videos and you don't see them, I did take them down. Other than that, we'll see you in the next one, you tubulars. Keep stacking. Booyakasha.